Welcome back, dreamers and beer brewing enthusiasts. Listen up. Today, we show you how to get your hops ready for the growing season and how easy it is for you to grow them for yourself. Can't wait. Let's get into it. Now, hops have been grown for centuries. Hops likely originated in China, but the first documented use was in 736, when Benedictine monks used them for brewing in a Bavarian abbey in the Hallertau region of present-day Germany. In those early days, the sole reason for using hops was to preserve the beer in good condition. The bittering effect was reluctantly accepted. By the 17th century, an unhopped beer was no longer popular, and by 1655, hop cultivation grew rapidly in 14 countries. By the 19th century, it was the golden age of the hop industry. Hop acreage continued to increase until 1878 when it reached its peak with 77,000 acres. Around the time, taste changed and there was a decline in the demand for darker beers, and a surging demand for lighter beers known as Indian Ale or Pale Ale became the fashion. Fast forward to today and we are left with a plethora of hops with varying flavours and aromas to create the wide range of styles and experimental beers that we have today. Now, last season was a bit of a poor season for our hops, and that was my fault. So today we're going to lift up some of the crowns. We're going to take some of the rhizomes to spread them out so we get nice even coverage through the trellis system. So you see here some of the bigger and longer rhizomes that can be removed and planted. Also here you can see the little nodes that are just starting to grow. Some of these smaller sections as well from the outside of the crown can be replanted. Okay, so we cleared off all the old climbing strings. Next thing to do is get all the weeds out so we can get a nice clean bed to start with. Okay, you can see here that we've lost one of our hop crowns. It's obviously rotted out through the winter. So what we're going to do is, the one next door is very healthy. So we'll take half of that, put that into the hole. Now it's worth noting that the first growing year of the transplanted rhizome is going to be a low yield, and you're going to want to limit the lateral growth as well. By limiting the lateral growth, it's going to put more energy into the root production, and that's going to give it a better base, ready for the trailing years, and the next 2 or 3 years are going to be your high crop yields for that hop. Now the hops that I grow here on Billabong Views, that first panel is a Cascade hop. In the middle here is Centennial. We have a little bit of Chinook, and at the end a little bit of Tettnang. Now our Centennial hops don't really look like they've done well over the winter. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to pump some water onto them, see what comes up. If we can, we'll separate. If not, we'll just be happy with what we get out of this year's crop. And then next season we can separate the rhizomes and we can get a bigger yield for years to come. So next up, we're going to give these a really good soak with water. Then we're going to get the mulch on top and give them a fertiliser as well to really encourage that new growth to start coming out. Okay, so we've prepared our hops, got them all ready for the growing season. So now we just need to put the strings up to give them something to climb up. Okay, so all that's left to do now is to get these mulched. We'll get the strings up on the ones on the other end, and then we'll wait for them to emerge. I'll start their climb up the string, produce the hops, and in late February or March next year, we're going to make a delicious beer. We're going to keep checking in with regular videos on the growth of the hops, so we hope you stick around and stay up to date. As always, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're getting all the notifications, and we will see you next time on Billabong Views. Take me long. You just bang it out, Bruce. So what have we done? Got the hops ready. Now we're going to put up the strings for them to grow up. The growing season now, we need to put the strings up, give them something to climb. That was good. Now we just need to put the strings up. So what am I saying? Give them something to climb up. By limiting... Now hops have been grown for centuries, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to spread them out so we get nice, even cover. Now the hops that I've got here on Billabong Views, that first panel was... Now the hops that I use here, now our Centennial hops by the looks of it, now our Centennial hops, and then next season we can separate the rhizomes and get a